So I smiled, I nodded, and I pretended to understood. I felt frustrated. Inside, I felt really lonely. I wanna be honest, so I lived in the United States for 3 years, and even after all that time, I was still scared to speak English. And this is something I've never talked about honestly before. Hi, this is Rina. I'm Japanese and I live in Tokyo, Japan, and I'm planning to move to the US again next year. I started this channel because I know how lonely and frustrating it feels to live in another country and still doubt yourself. When I first moved to the US, I thought my English would naturally get better. Before that, I had studied abroad in the US for 7 months. At that time, I actually felt confident. So when I traveled to another country with my friends, I talked in English to hotel man or the waitress. But when I actually moved to the US with my husband, because of his job, everything slowly changed. My husband has friends there because he's half American, half Japanese, and he lived in the United States before, so we often went out to lunch or dinner with them. At first, I was excited and I told myself, let's enjoy today, let's talk to them, let's having fun. But the more and more people I met, the less confident I became. Sometimes I couldn't understand what they are saying, or sometimes I understood, but the conversation is usually too fast. Even though I'm understanding what they're saying, I can't catch up. And even when I knew what I want to say, it took time to make sentence for me, and I didn't want people to wait for me. So I started avoiding speaking. So I smiled, I nodded, and I pretend to understood. Even though they invite me to have lunch, seems like we are having fun and I was smiling, they are having fun talking. Inside, I felt really lonely. I didn't expect that I cried in this video, but I wanna be honest, so okay, so yeah, I wanted to talk, I wanted to connect with people. I felt frustrated, I felt sad. I did study abroad in the US for 7 months. It was when I was a university student, so it was like almost 10 years ago. So it was a long time ago, but because I did study abroad, and I always liked learning English. When I was a child, I had confidence in English, and I thought my English will get better when I moved to the United States. I was so excited to live in the US, but every time I go have lunch with my husband's friends or family, sometimes I can talk, but most of the time I can't talk the way I wanted. And honestly, I cried many times when I was living in the US. Even though living in the US was always my dream since I was a child. So every time meeting my husband's friends, I try to motivate myself. Let's enjoy today, let's have conversation more. But after coming home, I always regret. I wish I said that, I wish I talked more. After repeating this many times, I started forgetting who really I was. In Japan, I like to meet new people and I like to get to know them. I thought I like people. I always try to see new people and make friends. I thought I'm good at it, to get to know people or talk with people, because I actually enjoyed it in Japan. But in the US, I became a totally different person. I kept asking myself, is this the real me? Without realizing it, I became a really quiet person, and I didn't like myself at all because I felt like I always hiding and I always running away. But looking back, I realized something. The hardest part wasn't English itself, it was the fear. Confidence doesn't come before, it comes after. And waiting to be ready was the reason I stayed stuck. I'm not fluent now. I still get scared. These sentences, ChatGPT helped making script for me for this video. I'm not fluent. I'm not perfect. I still get scared. But this time, I don't want fear to decide my life. I live in Japan now, but next year I will move to the US again. My husband and I actually bought a house in the US last month, so we're gonna move to the US for sure. Because we bought a house, I need to make money with dollars as well, because a house is expensive. I need to have payments. So to do that, I need to speak English and having a job there as well. So this is my challenge. So on this channel, I share my real English journey, the good days, the hard one. I still cannot speak fluently and maybe it's hard to listen to my English. You need to be patient to listen to me because I can't speak English correctly. I'm not used to speak English yet, so please be patient. But I just want to be honest with you in this channel, so if you ever feel the same way, you are not alone. And if you want to grow together, I'd love to have you here. Okay, it was my first video. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye bye!